And away we go. It is chicken dinner as we get ready for another big event in the sports betting world, the NCAA Men's Baseball Tournament and the eventual College World Series. Welcome to it. Sam Panayotovich at SP Shoot on X. We are broadcasting live on X and on YouTube, and we appreciate all the follows, the subscribes, the likes. If you do appreciate what we do, all you do is click that button at the bottom right corner and subscribe. And it will be a fun ride, I assure you, with bets that will win and bets that will lose. But it's about the friends we make along the way. Speaking of, before we get to Quentin Mills and Matt Grissom from NCAA Insiders, and Corby Craig will join the show later as well, I saw a lot of people that are important to my business over the last 4 days. Holiday weekend, you got people in town. I made a trip, a one-day trip down to Martha's Vineyard because I'm bougie like that. Had a handful of dirty bananas, and you'd be surprised what the common thread was amongst my betting buddies. You would think Memorial Day weekend is a good barometer for Major League Baseball. You've got Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA playoffs, getting closer and closer to the title round. But no, that's not what people want to talk about. It's not even college baseball. It's college football. People are already craving the pigskin. And you know what I'm sort of figuring out? People that are sharp and people that are smart are talking about two teams. One of them is Clemson, who I'm being told believes that this is the best offense they've had since Deshaun Watson left. So we're skipping over Trevor Lawrence, who went first overall, and we're going from Deshaun Watson's Clemson Tigers to the Cade Klubnik Clemson Tigers. Garrett Riley, offensive coordinator. They have finally, again, they have NFL receivers, which they haven't had in a while. I mean, remember, they had DeAndre Hopkins, they had T. Higgins, they had some guys in the league. John Ross, I believe, was a Clemson guy. They didn't have those guys for a while. And Dabo finally realized, okay, I need to attack the skill positions. Because if I need to have any chance to win again, I need to have deep threats and receivers. I'm being told they're fine. I'm also being told, and again, this is not my information, I'm just passing it along, that Clemson might have 6 first-round picks this year. 6. That's a lot. We're talking about Saban's Alabama in its prime. And the other team is Penn State. I know. It's James Franklin. We don't trust James Franklin historically. I don't trust Drew Aller. But we had Brad Powers on Bet Sweats today. Bet Sweats. Oh, other side, right here, which you can watch daily, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern on the BetMGM network. Me and Joe O. He's on the show today, and he says his highest power-rated team is Penn State. However, it makes sense. I just think it's crazy to see them number 4 on the betting board right now. Powers is more bullish on the Nits than the books are. And if he's right, he's going to make some money. I wanted to share this screen here. This is a nice way to kind of look at the balance of the board. If you're watching live on YouTube and X, you can see the national championship columns. We've got about 6 books showing right now. Ohio State and Texas are essentially your co-favorites. Let's call them both plus 550. Then Georgia, then Penn State. They bring the quarterback back, both running backs back. A lot of that defense is back, and they also just stole the defensive coordinator from Ohio State. Think about that. Somebody left Ohio State to go to Penn State. I will never trust Franklin in the big one. But when guys that I respect are talking about Penn State, and then I got Brad Powers, who is one of the sharpest college football minds that I know, come on the show this morning and say Penn State. I got to bet some of this 8-1, huh? FanDuel, Bet 365. These are their words, not mine. And I do think those are two teams that you have to bet early. Because if Clemson wins its first game, we're talking about a path for 10, 11 wins. And that price on your screen doesn't really float back up. There's Clemson. You could find a 20-1 on Clemson. there's a range here, 12, 14, 14, 16, 16, 20. The issue with Penn State and Clemson, if you're late, you're never going to get a number this good. I have sort of realized over the last couple of years with the expanded playoff, you don't need to bet Ohio State and Texas now because odds are good. They're going to lose at least once, and those odds are going to go up. I mean, look at the schedule Ohio State's got to take on. Texas as well. Texas is the SEC favorite, but good Lord, you're not in the Big 12 anymore. And remember, Ohio State had 2 losses last year and won the national championship. After that loss to Michigan, I remember seeing one book deal a 14-1 on them to win the title. 14-1. Before the season, Ohio State is 5-1. So you don't want to bet the favorites early, especially not in the Heisman Trophy market, which we can discuss at a later date. But this national championship market, you got to attack the mid teams beforehand, before they get popular. And if Penn State is as good as these guys believe Penn State can be, you're not going to get that 8-1 in October or November. The schedule, guys, it's not difficult. The non-conference is a fucking joke. You get Nevada, FIU, Villanova to start. And then you're feeling yourself, muscles are bulging, and then Oregon comes into Happy Valley. A game you can win. You go to UCLA, go to Ohio State, go to Michigan State, go to Rutgers. Did I skip Iowa? Maybe I did. At UCLA, at Iowa, at Ohio State, at Michigan State, at Rutgers. My bad. How many games are they going to be dogs in? 1 at Ohio State. This is a playoff team. And this is a team that a lot of people think can be better than you think. I did not expect, as I'm sipping dirty bananas in Martha's Vineyard, to be talking and texting about Penn State football at the end of May. But sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. Before I get to my guys from NCAA Insiders, I wanted to show you 2 more quick things. I may have killed Caitlin Clark, metaphorically speaking. I'm pulling up the story. They wanted me to write about Clark for Fox. And I'm going to share this tab right here. Caitlin Clark, Indiana Fever, drawing fans to books like magnets. Her title price and her MVP price, well, not her. Obviously, she's part of a bigger wheel with the Fever. But before she gets hurt, Indiana's down to 2.25, 250 offshore to win the title. Some books were 3.25, 350. Now, she gets hurt with the quad. She's going to miss a couple of weeks. The prices are a little bit higher. There's a 4-1 in the market. They're still going to be the team to beat, I believe. And her MVP price before she got hurt, -115, -125, -145. That's a tougher sled now because you don't know if it's going to linger. But here we go. At the time of publication, Caitlin Clark's -105. And the way she plays and the distribution, the shot making, the playmaking, the passing, I mean, there's never been a player like her in this league. So she was getting a lot of money. And this story came out on May 24th at 12:16 p.m. I believe she was announced injured within 24 hours, maybe less. So that's my bad. And the last thing here, we have to discuss everybody's favorite baseball team, the Colorado Rockies. Here's the ESPN standings at current check. Not at the top, though. We gotta go all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. 9-46. 27 games out of the worst record right now. It's not even June yet. We bet them under 60.5 and worst record 4-1. Wait till this team actually quits because they're still trying. Trust me. You got some players on that team that are still showing up and doing their jobs. Wait till it's August and you got to face the Dodgers and the Padres, and you are so far out and so dead that it doesn't matter. This is the worst team I've ever priced. It's the worst team I've ever seen. And 2 quick stats. Colorado is on pace, according to ESPN, to finish 74 games out of first place. 74. It would shatter the all-time record. And if you think that's bad, 74 games out of first, They're also on pace to finish 58 games out of 4th. 58 games out of 4th. The power of the NL West with the Dodgers and the Giants and the Padres and the Diamondbacks. That is a horrendous baseball team. And hopefully you were able to capitalize on the anti-Rockies talk we had on Chicken Dinner. All right, minimize the screen. Enough of me. Let's add some friends here. Quentin Mills, Matt Grissom, NCAA Insiders, College Baseball Insiders. The tournament begins Friday. I know you guys are pumped, ready to go. Should we celebrate North Carolina first or bury Virginia? What do you guys want to do?
We definitely got to bury Virginia. We're not going to early celebrate on North Carolina. We don't want to jinx that one. We're going to just keep it in our pocket, and we're going to look at it tomorrow.
Chris, I think you got to unmute yourself, bud. Oh, we can't hear our guy. Great start.
Can't hear
him. He's Virginia, and you're North Carolina, is what I'm getting right here.
Apparently.
I mean, it's not a sense of celebrating.
He looks the part.
He looks great. We just got to connect that audio system there. Cannot hear him. No shot.
No.
I think it's more I come from a place where I'm excited because we pegged the team. Well, I did not. You guys pegged the team and said, this is what it is. Bet Carolina. And when you bet them pre-flop at 20 or 22 to 1, and they do everything they're supposed to do, win the ACC, and now they're 8-9 to 1, I'm excited that we're super live with a number that nobody else can get right now. That's all the celebration is. I mean, there's a long way to go. And, you know, in this tournament, Q, it's never the best team winning it every time. I mean, you need a lot of things to go your way. You need timely pitching. You need bullpen guys to get outs, and you need big hits late. It's not easy to win this gauntlet, but I mean, that's a team that's as good as maybe anybody in the country right now, North Carolina, no?
Absolutely. I think they actually should have been a top 4 seed. That was a little wild to put Auburn ahead of them. As we talked about preseason, UNC's got one of the deepest pitching staffs when healthy. They've been healthy all year. And when you go into there with guys that were there last year on the mound, like Jason DeCaro, Aiden Hall, and some other guys, like they've been there in that moment, right? Charles Schwab's like pitching at Yankee Stadium for the first time, right? Like you feel it. And with that feeling already being, you know, in your back pocket, it makes it a lot more easier, right? It's one less thing you have to worry about playing in those big moments because you've been there before, and it helps a lot. So, yeah, I think they're one of the deepest teams, one of the most dangerous teams heading into this. You're sitting on a great ticket.
Let's see if Grissom, I know he can hear us. Let's see if he can speak.
I'm showing a mute on his screen.
Oh, I see a mute. Oh, baby. Yeah. This is the beauty of live streaming and live everything. It's always like one thing that's just effed up too. It's like one setting, one switch. Ooh, we got some comments here in the chat from Jake. Love these next 3 weekends of college baseball. I'm sure Q and Gris do as well.
Oh, yeah.
We got a little golf comment here from Eric Meyerchick. Says balk, and then also says help. I bet Tommy Fleetwood to win this weekend in golf. You do need help for that to hit. Alex B. Smith, hashtag balk. And Brewhand Luke chiming in. Oh, let's go. Time for some college football talk, which we hit off the top. We do have a question if you want to handle this one, Q. Is it possible to like both West Virginia to win the regional and also like Kentucky to beat West Virginia tomorrow? I'm torn. How do you tackle this puzzle?
That's tough, right? Because they have to obviously play each other. If you're going to lose a game, it's better to lose the first one and you still kind of live another day. I would tackle this, honestly, in a situation, if you like both teams, maybe not, you know, bet against them tomorrow per se, but they're both plus money. Maybe take them both plus money, and as long as they get to the regional final, you're sitting on a winning ticket. It is kind of how I like to tackle that if I can get 2 teams I like and 2 plus money.
I will get to the breakdown you guys have done on your website when we get Grissom back in here. I'm curious, though. I mean, I know you've studied all these regions, and you know who you like and who you don't like. There was a guy today that told me that Vanderbilt is not losing its region. No, and we've had you guys on many times before, and, you know, how much can you lay without getting nervous? And, you know, Vanderbilt's, you know, in the $3 range to win its region. Are there teams that you will either look to play at a price or maybe parlay with other teams? Like if we're building a parlay of teams to win a region, let's just put it that way. And I say, all right, Q, build me a 2 or 3 teamer. Who's the first team that goes in there to win a region?
I'll give you 3 right off the top. No brains, not even sweating it. It's Vanderbilt,
Okay.
Texas, and LSU.
Vanderbilt. All right, there you go. Texas.
Yeah, when you look at it,
Vanderbilt.
Yep. It's Austin is such a hard place, right? They have Coach Schlossnagle there. Like I said, he was in the finals last year. The team, even without their star pitcher, has just kind of handled business. UTSA is a great storyline as a 2 seed, but to have to beat a team twice is so hard, especially when you have to play other teams within that region. Like your chances are you're going to lose game 1, and now you have to play extra games in a regional format, whereas in a super regional, it's just 3 games, right? It first to 2 wins, and that's a lot more manageable because you can kind of work around that. But when you have guys have to pitch who haven't pitched all season or on short rest, like it makes it extremely tough in a regional standpoint because of those extra games out of the losers bracket. Some days you're playing 2 days or 2 games within the same day. LSU, Alice Box, that's just another world in itself. You go down there and not many people come out alive outside of a Bengal Tiger. And Vanderbilt, right? Like they play such good baseball at home. Now they're a slightly different team on the road, but JD Thompson's one of the best pitchers in college baseball this year. They have a head coach that's won multiple national titles. Everybody was down and out to include us, right? Like they haven't had offense probably since the Dansby Swanson era. And I mean, we're 10 years out from that. And so they've really kind of stuck to pitching first. But this year they got a guy named Mike Mancini from James Madison. Jonathan Vastine was able to stay as a senior. And those guys really stepped up to the plate as well as some other guys and really got some offense into that Vanderbilt lineup. And it's paying dividends, right? So if you get to play in Nashville, you're hyped out for being a top 8 national seed. You're against all odds. You've been at that, mentality all season long. And you're playing on house money. To me, it's a no-brainer.
That parlay would pay right now if you did a Texas, Vanderbilt, LSU. Those are your 3, right?
Yes.
Plus 145 you could find.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't think that's even close to being a bad idea. People want to dog other people for building parlays, and I'm not a big parlay guy. Well, I'm not a parlay guy in the sense that I don't put 6 player props together every night and try and win $1 million. I think things that are likely to happen parlayed with other things are just fine. I'm going to try this one more time. I hear the third time is the charm. I see you smirking, Matt Grissom. I just want to know, can you speak?
Maybe.
You got him. He's alive. Look at the relief.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm going to have to go to Apple Store or something, figure out why my audio wasn't. I mean, I could hear y'all just fine, so not sure what happened.
Hey, good things happen to those who wait, or so I was told a long, long time ago. All right, let's not beat around the bush here. I asked you the same question. I said, if we're building a parlay, and you guys know that chalk is not a bad thing in college baseball. It never has been. But if you don't want to lay 275 on Vanderbilt, I get it. If you were going to build a parlay, like a 2 or 3 teamer, I'm just repeating the question because I don't know if you heard it. If you were going to start a parlay to win regionals, team A, team B, or ABC, who's the first pick that you would take?
I think Vanderbilt. They have the highest win probability of all 69.1% from our projections. They've got a pretty easy draw. The only team that I'm kind of worried about isn't even Louisville. It's ETSU, just because you don't know what you're going to get in a mid-major. Louisville, outside of Patrick Forbes, has not been that great. They're probably going to throw him against ETSU. So I think the Bucks could win that game and make things weird. But Vanderbilt's just a better team right now. They're playing really hot, 8-2 in their last 10. I mean, give it up to Tim Corbin. He found an offense.
I love this because you guys are echoing the same thing that my buddy told me. He said, I don't care what the price is. Well, he didn't mean that, but he said that facetiously. When a wise guy says something like that, he's going to lay the wood up to a certain point, of course. But he said they're not losing the regional. So Q just gave me Texas, Vanderbilt, and LSU at plus 143. Do you want to build one too? We'll start with Vandy.
I'm going to say Vandy I think Texas's is easy, but I don't
Mhm.
like the trajectory of Texas, and I don't think that they get through the supers. They may get through a regional just because they get Kansas State, who's lucky to be here, and UTSA, who is, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a mid-major. They've had a great season, but the talent level is so much more in favor of Texas. And I hate to not mention Houston Christian, but thanks for getting off the bus. I hope they give you a little care package. That's about all you're going to get.
That's two and
I mean,
out,
you could,
right? That's two
Two
and
and
out
out.
right
Two and
away.
out. Thanks for playing.
two and barbecue is what we say down south, Sammy. Barbecue chicken for Houston Christian. Let's throw Texas in there because, like I said, I don't think they lose. They're 62% win probability to advance, and then the Arkansas Razorbacks are 66.9. This game, 19% to the third seed in Creighton's 13.9 to Kansas, and a lowly 0.3 to North Dakota State. The Hogs can't do it 3 years in a row. Dave Van Horn gets to Omaha every third year. Last time we were there was 2022. This is the year that they get off the schneid and figure out how to win a regional.
Okay, so the three teams you gave are Vanderbilt, Arkansas, and who's the other one?
Texas, you can put in there.
Okay, so
they're not losing that regional.
Okay, but this is a fun exercise because we take three teams that we like and we parlay them. Basically the same price, plus 140. Q would be $5 richer than you.
Sam, if you like to sweat, you don't have to go to the sauna. You can just watch a Arkansas regional playoff game. You get the same result.
LSU,
I know when
LSU
Grissom goes to Mass around Easter, they don't put a cross; they just put a cursed A on his forehead.
That's it.
I also really like North Carolina.
Well, you guys told me to bet them.
Out.
You guys told me to bet them in February, and I bet them for a couple hundred at 20-1. So I'm surfboarding that bitch right now, and let's see how that goes. Let's see. So you want to take out Texas and put in UNC?
Yeah, let's do that because I don't want to have to root for Texas.
Plus 122, North Carolina, Arkansas, Vanderbilt.
Okay, fair. I'll take it.
But you both have Vandy, and you both think Vandy. I mean, I don't know. It's fair to ask what the true price should be because I don't want to ask that question. It's not a fair question when the market is clearly minus 275, 300. But I mean, this could be, if they wanted to make it more expensive, they could easily do that, right?
They could. Do you know how to
doubt.
do implied probabilities in your head?
Yeah, I mean, we could.
I could tell you.
Yeah, what's the implied probability of 275?
For us, 69.1% would be odds of minus 224. Mm-hmm. So we're fair.
Yeah, you're fair.
You 70. I mean, you're going to always lay more juice than what you need to in college baseball. It's the only sport where the odds are, you don't get minus 110, 110. You get 115, 120. Like, it's a juicy sport.
Share what the guys have been working on in the background here, which you should definitely take a peek at, collegebaseballinsiders.com. This is a page on their site that they call CWS Central. And it's just loaded with information, probabilities. Q, walk me through this. Walk me through what you could find on CWS Central. I have the Athens Regional on top here, Georgia, Duke, Oklahoma State, and good old Binghamton. Talk me through what I can find on this page.
I'm going to deflect to Matt. Matt is one of the co-creators of this. Not that I don't know it, but he deserves as much credit as possible for this. So I want to give him the floor.
So basically, all of our win probabilities are using our model that Nick, our website guy, and I have critiqued pretty much every week since the middle of last season, just trying to get sharper and sharper. It was hitting it about a 62% clip through the first half of the season, and then we started getting some starting pitchers that were bullpen guys, and we realized that, wait a second, these relief pitchers, they're not calculating correctly, because what it was doing was taking their average innings pitched and then using that, which would highly inflate the line if you had pitcher like AJ Russell for Tennessee, who averaged 1 inning per outing and had a negative 0.6 Sierra, well, it's probably less than likely that if he was to throw 5, 6, 7 innings, that would result in, blanking every opponent that he played. So it's just constantly been evolving. Anyways, long story short, we've taken those projections and simulated every one verse 4, 2 verse 3, and then the winners, the losers, until ultimately you get a probability to come out of that regional unscathed.
So the teams that we talked about, Texas has a 62% chance per your model, LSU 64, North Carolina 61. Who's another team that you guys just brought up? Oh, Arkansas. What do you know? They have a 66% chance. I wonder if those numbers are legit or not.
They are, unfortunately. So I told Nick in one of the first outings for Gabe Gackle, because all of his stats pulled as a relief pitcher because he was a relief pitcher last year. And I said, you've got to remove the relief pitcher like buffer that you have in there. And then he did. And guess what happens? Gabe Gackle gets absolutely blown up. I told Nick, I said, don't ever let me influence the model. Like whatever it is, that's going to be it. We're not changing it because it's the Razorbacks. So we had to nerf some stuff back down. And as we did to Tennessee and a couple other teams throughout the year, where you looked at their ELO ratings and they were projecting to beat people by like 11 to 13 runs. Like, okay, calm down. It's not, this isn't the Yankees. Let's tone down a little bit.
As you mentioned earlier, Vanderbilt, you guys give almost a 70% chance right here on the regional market and a 44.9% chance to the Super. So really cool stuff here. collegebaseballinsiders.com. I love when my audience doesn't know why they made bets. This is Benny, who I love. He asked, was Clemson a preseason bet? I have it in my profile and don't know why. I don't remember you guys being high on Clemson this year. Maybe I'm wrong there. I don't know.
Yeah, I liked Clemson.
Oh, you did?
Preseason.
Oh, so this is your fault.
Yeah, there we go.
Eric Bakich, man. They've got a kind of a tough regional draw, but they should be fine. I like them to get out of it.
Are there any bets? I know you guys gave us, some great stuff in the preseason with North Carolina and, Florida. I know Florida is very polarizing, but I just trust Kevin O'Sullivan more than most people. So did we get the best number? No, but we have a chance here. Is there anything like a current market that has, I hate to use the term value because value is such a complex word. But if I said right now, Q, you first, and then Gris, like if I said, here's $100, bet into this pool now, who's that double-digit team that might be worth a ride?
I'll give you the home pick. I think it's Florida as long as they stay healthy and they get Colby Shelton back. Because when you look at their path, I think they were blessed by the baseball gods. They get a Conway regional. It's a shorter ballpark. Florida has the pop. Coastal's not hitting home runs historically as much as they have been. The ballpark always has a wind blowing out. Florida, 90 to 100 home runs this year. And then when their pitching staff's healthy, I mean, you go Liam Peterson, he's a Friday starter. Pierce Coppola is a Friday starter. Aiden King is a true freshman who seemingly is another Friday starter and is getting Brady Singer comparisons, if you remember him from the 2017 title team. I don't think Coastal's seen that all year long, even though they beat Clemson. I believe they beat Wake Forest earlier in the year. Those are midweek guys. Like you're seeing, as long as they're healthy, 3 Friday starters, and that is extremely tough to deal with. Now, Coastal has 3 good starters as well, but they're going to have to burn one of them, against Fairfield. You can't throw all 3 guys and save all 3, in my opinion. And I think Florida just has the depth. And if they can get Colby Shelton back, I mean, they were having guys. They had a guy take a red shirt off. He had to go get his glove in the 3rd inning of a game out of the locker room. Steps up, and he hits 2 doubles over the weekend and a couple RBIs. Like, things just click for Kevin O'Sullivan. He knows how, between luck, between skill, experience. Then if they move on, they're going to either face, in my opinion, Auburn or NC State. NC State always is a team that kind of hangs around, but Auburn's good too. I think Florida matches up well against both of them. NC State last year lost to Florida in a College World Series. They're not scared of them. They're kind of a weird team now. Where that plays into effect is who's going to host at that point two seeds. But then Auburn, again, it's a team that outside of Sam Dutton, I feel like Florida can manage from a good pitching staff and hang some runs.
So I see 30-1, decent price you can find on Florida. There's a lot of 25 out there, 22. Shop around, obviously. So you like Florida at a double-digit pop. How about you, Matt?
You're gonna have to forgive me. I've been working on our regional guide all day and have just done nothing but look at numbers. And Q's long-winded response, I have forgotten your question.
Oh,
what did
Sorry,
you
I
ask?
apologize.
It's fine. It's if there's a team that say somebody doesn't have any future bets and says I have $100, what should I do with it? Who should I bet on? I'm assuming we can go past Arkansas and LSU at 5 and 6-1. Is there a team that maybe has double-digit odds that could be worth a decent pop? Maybe make a run?
Yeah, but I'm gonna rant about that real quick because last year at this time, Tennessee and Texas A&M were both plus 900, and those two teams were better in virtually every category than Arkansas, LSU, any of the top teams. So I'm not sure why the sports books have lowered the odds so much to where you basically can't bet LSU or Arkansas. Neither of these two teams should be cheaper than what Texas A&M and Tennessee were last year. Anyways, that being said, if the Make College World Series lines are still up at your book, I got Oregon plus 400. I think this Ducks team is really good. They've got really good pitching. They've got really good hitting. Big Ten Player of the Year, Mason Neville. I'm not going to be surprised if Oregon gets there. I don't know if they've got the horses to compete long term against the SEC and the top of the ACC. To answer your question, if you're going to give me $100 to bet on any team that can win it all right now, it's not Arkansas and LSU. I think I've got to go Georgia. Their pitching staff has been horrible, but they've really figured it out. Their advanced analytics are looking really, really good right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Wes Johnson could figure it out and make it to Omaha. And at the end of the day, he's an SEC school. They were leading in the country in weighted runs created plus, which is the best predictive stat for hitting. This team's they've got it all. It's hard to win at Foley, so I think they can get to Omaha. It'll just be getting seeded and making that run, but I think they could do it.
All right, we got a bunch of comments and questions here in the chat. We've got over 750 people watching live on YouTube and X. This is from Trip, who I know listens all the time, asking if Western Kentucky is live to win the Oxford Regional. So that'd be Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Western Kentucky, Murray State.
I think so. The biggest question is going to be if they can get past Georgia Tech. But if they can do that, I think they could run with Ole Miss. And actually, our projections have Western Kentucky higher than Georgia Tech, which is all going to flip whoever wins that game. That is the most critical. Got to go 1-0 if you're gonna stay alive in this. And that kind of follows up to Brian's Ole Miss 35-1, Miami 250-1.
Yep.
I don't know if Ole Miss is the best team in their region. Like Georgia Tech and Western Kentucky may be better. The only benefit to Ole Miss is that they get to sit there and after hopefully not losing to Murray State and wait on the second day starter for Western Kentucky or Georgia Tech. But again, you look at our guide that we just released that you can get at vsin.com with a free subscription, I guess is what you would say. Membership. Western Kentucky has like all green bars across the thing. They're the best team ERA. They're the best team expected ERA. Weighted runs created plus. They're first. WOBA, they're first. This team is not afraid of anybody. and they're 12-9 on the road, which is hard to win on the road. But can they do it in Oxford? We'll see. But
Last
given
one.
the option of Georgia Tech, Western Kentucky versus Ole Miss, I will take the former.
This one kind of spins out of our conversation, Q, about Florida. So I think I know where you're going to go here. But the odds say basically it's a 2-horse race and then everybody else. So Joe wants to know, is Coastal going to make it out of Conway? And market has Florida minus 110, minus 115. Coastal's a very small plus price. And then East Carolina 15, Fairfield 50 to 1. So it's either Florida or Coastal, is it not?
So Florida or Coastal opened up as a favorite. It's minus 105, and it just so much money came in on Florida. I just think Coastal got screwed once again. They should have been closer to the national seeds. I think getting a 13 was a little slap in the face to them for a program that had a phenomenal year. I don't think they get out of it. I think Florida's just going to be, again, it's Sully's team, right? Sully knows how to get to his second home, Omaha, and unfortunately, Coastal always catches that one team in their region when they host or when they have to go to an extremely tough hosting environment. So, no, I don't think so. Would I be surprised? No, I think Coastal has the talent, but I think they just ran into the wrong team at the wrong time.
Chris, how about
I'm
you?
loving the comments. I don't think Coastal gets out. I think Florida probably wins it, but minus 105. Yeah. Just bet it straight. Like, if
You're
they're
better
minus
betting on the
105
game,
right
right?
now, just bet it on the game and then roll it over to the next one.
Yeah, could do that.
Somebody said Miami.
Yeah, he said
They're
Miami.
they're in
250.
Hattiesburg, which oddly enough, we're down here in the Panhandle in Florida with fam. I took my boys to Hattiesburg. We stepped on Pete Taylor Park, had to get the vibes for the regional.
The Pete.
I don't know if you know what the Arkansas baseball A looks like, but it's vaguely similar to like the Oakland Athletics A, not Alabama. Alabama is italicized. Because Bama is playing there, I assume that the groundskeepers just thought we were from Alabama because my son was wearing the Arkansas A hat. But they let us on the field, and my kids got to run the bases, play catch in the outfield. Good vibes. So I don't think Miami gets there. I think Alabama knocks Miami out first, but I'm buying in on the Southern Miss team.
I love that you brought up Hattiesburg because that's where I went when I called UIC games. That was
Really?
a team. Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
believe we were the 4 seed, and we took Hattiesburg, we took USM and Mississippi State to the limit. I keep looking down if you're watching. I thought my old scorebook was down here, but it's not. So I'm going to go in the back and find this while I bring in chicken dinner legend Corby Craig here. So last time Corby was here, Corby makes his own models and numbers and everything, but he doesn't do horse racing. And I had a horse racing guy on who, again, gave us the winner of the Preakness. He gave us the winner at the Derby and the winner at the Preakness, Colin Sheehan. So Corby's asking him about horses breeding and fucking, and I'm like, oh, my God, where is this going, Corby? So I'm going to go find my book. I have no idea where Corby's going to take this, but Corby, I'm sure you have something to say.
Yeah, I actually bet some college baseball recently because I thought that a sports book was priced wrong, and they might still have been. I don't know. I'll ask you too. You probably definitely know better than me. I knew nothing about the games. I just know that the variance on a college baseball game has to be very high. This was North Carolina playing Boston College the other day. I'm sure y'all know the game. North Carolina was I believe, a $7 favorite, and you could bet you could bet every inning on a PPH's prop builder that was like North Carolina to win the first inning, second inning, whatever, or the other team to win is a void. So the only way you lose is a draw. I don't know if y'all watched that game. The first 2 innings, both were draws. I lost just an ungodly amount of money. But like in my head, I still think it was a fine bet. Okay, so I'll ask y'all, wait, do you think this was a bad price that I paid? So it was North Carolina to win the first inning or the second inning. Like I bet every inning. And if Boston College was up in that inning, it voids. I paid plus 114 North Carolina. both innings. I felt like that price was insanely good, just not to be a draw. And I lost a small SUV doing so, but it was fun, and I watched some baseball.
So plus 114 on North Carolina to essentially be leading in every inning.
Or just like, let's just call it
Just
second
an inning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
You give me plus money. I'm taking that all day long.
Well, what
was that? That would have been in the ACC tournament.
I believe so. Sorry, let me. I said it wrong. It is. I bet individual innings. So like the second inning was a bet in and of itself. It was North Carolina to be up after in the second inning, and if Boston College won the inning, avoided, the only way you lose is a draw. I believe it was in the ACC tournament. I believe is a left-handed thrower for Boston College.
That was AJ Colarusso.
Yeah.
Crazy name. You thought I was going to know that, Sam? I thought plus 114 was a great price.
I did too.
Just guessing, I was like, this should be like minus 40, basically. A favorite that big in a game that has expected so many runs, but it is not. It's not how that worked out.
I did not hear your question.
Pricing it in the fact that you'll get a 0-0 in some innings, and you would lose that
0-0-1-1. You'd lose.
Yeah.
I tried to price it out really quick. I saw it like 20 minutes before the game. I was doing like the quick math, and I was like, dude, this just. I mean, they're a $7 favorite. Like, there's no way. That
I can understand making the bet. I think you'd be surprised how many innings though are tied. Like 0-0, 1-1, and then one team will just put up like an 8 in one inning, and then it'll win 13-3.
It makes it. I at least got a little bit of it back on the LSU game, I believe. LSU, Texas A&M, similar spot, similar crazy number, and I think I just got a little lucky. I have no clue if it's a good number. I bet it, so I made a little back there. I think first inning was like 2-0, 3-0. Then I lost the second inning. It was. I'm sure y'all have been there, but you see a number and you're like, God, this can't be right. And if I don't take advantage now, like it's going to be gone. And I look back and I think I might have just been wrong, Sam.
Well, it takes a big man to admit that. We have another follow-up question from Joe. Is Matt drinking a banquet beer? Oh, it's a Land Shark. Okay.
Land Shark. I'm in Florida. I gotta do it. 64 analytics. JB Middleton coming out game 1-0 versus Bama. Mark it down.
I would be lying.
JB Middleton is the real deal.
I know who Middleton is. I have no idea who that is.
He's one of the top pitchers.
Southern Miss's ace.
Oh. Okay. So he's probably not.
To remember.
He's probably not going to come out down 1-0, is he?
I don't know. I think you let him pitch till his arm falls off.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what Quinn do it for Stanford. We
saw a kid from West Virginia last year.
Jay Johnson doesn't care either. He'll let Cade Anderson tear his UCL and make him go back out there. He doesn't care. He's throwing 134 pitches in a regular season game.
There was a kid. In like southwestern suburbs, Illinois, Little League, who threw 205 pitches a couple weeks ago, and I was like, Terry Wood and Mark Pryor all over again. Good grief!
Jeez.
I wanted to show you that I did find my old book here. This is.
I love it.
June 2nd, 2017, UIC against Southern Miss at Pete Taylor Park. It was 85 degrees that day, in case anybody was wondering. And Matt Wallner hit a ball that hasn't landed yet, but it was foul. I wrote it in my score sheet. So we lost. I can say we because I called every game. UIC lost to Southern Miss 8-7. And then the next game was the elimination game against Mississippi State with Connor Pilkington, who I'm sure you guys remember, the lefty. And they had a guy by the name of Brent Rooker on that team.
What year is this?
2017.
17,
yeah.
Yep.
That was a great year in baseball.
Wow.
Yeah. They were good that year. That Mississippi State team was really, really good. They had a really
I think Jake Mangum was on the team.
Yep. Stovall, Rooker, Gridley, Brown, Mangum.
That was the Florida year, wasn't it?
It was.
Was that the senior year?
It was. Singer, Alex Faedo. It was a good year.
The one day it was 90 degrees. I was dying. The booth didn't have any AC, of course, so it was great. The visiting radio booth, no AC.
All right, listen. I got a question, Sam.
God.
I
was going to let these guys go, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know. I could tell that's where you're going, so I gotta hit them with the horse racing.
I'm gonna pour a Jameson drink into a Veasan glass so these guys can get more money for the guy.
All right, listen. The when we had a horse racing guy on, it was fun. He talked about all the stuff he knew. He won. That's great. I don't care for the winners. I want what I took, Sam. The second place guy. Who do you think? Okay, let's say you have your future and who's going to win the championship. Who is the team who's just they might not even be the second best. They're the most fun team in this tournament to watch and has a decent chance. So I bet goal-oriented to win this horse race. He wasn't going to win, but he was the fastest sprint speed. What is that in baseball terms here?
This is fun. Hang on.
That's got to be like a mid-major.
Well, it's a team that can hit but can't pitch, right?
No,
I mean that's Georgia.
Somebody already commented it. Northeastern.
Okay.
They're on a 27. I think they're on a 27 win or game win streak. They're the number 1 ERA in the country. Let me get to them so I'm not spitting incorrect facts. Yeah, number 1 in ERA, number 1 in expected ERA. So not only do they have a low ERA, they were expected to. Strength of schedule, 189. That ain't going to fly, especially against Florida State and Mississippi State. However, this team is – no, wait, I was looking at the wrong one. I almost hyped that up. 17th in Team Sierra, 18th in XFIP. They're the best pitching staff in the Florida State regional. This features Jamie Arnold, Pico Cone, Wes Mendez, Joey Vellini. These are like all-star pitchers, and Northeastern is in there. So there's your opening speed, I guess, for a horse racing term.
You answered
Northeastern.
I could make that click pretty easy.
The question was very good. It's just from Brewhand Luke, Northeastern with a question mark. It's not even a question. It's just a team with a question mark. It's very funny.
They're a fun team when their baseball field is joined at the hip to a soccer field. They have 2 foul poles, and it's the other ends of the soccer stadium. So they're not about serious baseball there. They're about fun, and they fit the mold.
70-1, Corby. Is that what you're about to bet?
If you find 70-1, let me know. I'm about to bet 50-1.
There's a 70 at DraftKings right now.
DraftKings.
Yeah, so you can get $10. You get $10 if you really want it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guide on Veasan.com, which kills me to plug, but I will do it anyway. Veasan.com to get the college baseball insiders guide.
Veasan.com/CWS.
That's
all you have to do.
Hopefully the last time I plug Veasan on this show is I slug my Jameson out of my Veasan glass. Is there anything you guys would like to leave us with before I let you go? I know you're busy. I know you got kids.
Enjoy the ride.
Not all
Enjoy
at once.
the ride. It's the best postseason in college. There's takeoff Friday. It's one of the best times. There's going to be 8 games rolling all day long, starting at noon. Tell your boss you're sick at about 11. Got to go to the patient first and just don't come back.
Yeah, for those that have not watched it, Squeeze Play, it's like the NFL Red Zone for college baseball. It's like the Thursday, Friday, and March Madness. You just take off. You've got from like 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. You're going to have college baseball on. Don't do anything but sit in front of a TV and watch it.
I guess I should ask about any bets for Friday, right? I mean, we do have lines on these games. Anything you guys can share with us, or do we got to get the guide?
I'll give you a couple.
Okay. These are Friday bets this Friday.
Yep. I love Georgia Tech. I think it was opened at 154. I think I got it at 160. I just think they play really pissed off. They're going to hang some runs. I mean, they could score 20 in a second and nobody blinks. They expected to be a host. They didn't get it, and I think they have some anger to take out. And then I'll give you one more play. Parlay them with Tennessee. Tennessee's not losing. They're going to get their swagger back. It's minus 114. I'll lay that anytime, especially Tennessee being at home where they've struggled for the half of the season. That they get their mojo back in front of their fans and they make a statement.
Take that big favorite and cheapen it. All right. I like that. Gris, bring us home.
Got a Vegas Dave well play. Arkansas minus 4,000 over North Dakota State. Don't bet that. I'm joking. I'm looking at Hard Rock right now. They didn't have lines last night. Oklahoma State plus 105 if they are throwing Harrison Bodendorf. Here's the problem. I've not seen any pitching announcements other than I think the 4 or 5 that Q has sent in our group chat. So a lot of it is going to be contingent on who's going to start pitching. Most of these are so out of whack. I do think it's interesting. Kentucky, West Virginia is minus 120 either way. These are two pretty different styles of baseball. Joseph says Hard Rock sucks for futures. Yeah, they don't have regional odds out. Good thing I bet them back home.
Nothing confirmed officially, but it sounds like Kentucky made their cleaver.
Griffin Kern for West Virginia makes West Virginia minus 120 an absolute play.
That's Friday, West Virginia.
Yep.
And then if like I said earlier, if Louisville throws Patrick Forbes, maybe take them minus 130. But if they pitch off trying to get cute to play that 1 seed with their star, go ETSU minus 110.
Take the over in that
team.
game too. That game might have 30 runs scored.
Oklahoma State, ETSU, and West Virginia.
I see Corby either typing this or writing this. I don't know what. When you said that they're going to be 30 runs, you see that?
I'm telling you.
Hard Rock.
Yeah, Louisville cannot not give up base hits to any 4 of us if Patrick Forbes is not on the mound.
For more content to get you through not only the tournament, but as we wind down and get into the College World Series, which of course ends the tournament, you have to check our guys out at NCAA Insiders, Quentin Mills, Matt Grissom, and again, the guide VSiN.com/CWS. I told the boys a half hour. They did 45. Let's applaud them and wish you guys the best of luck. And if North Carolina wins, I'm throwing the party. All right.
Drinks on the house. Hey, if Arkansas beats North Carolina in the College World Series Championship Series, I'll be very happy. Just know that, Sammy.
At least you.
I hope you hopped on Arkansas too.
No, I couldn't do it. No, couldn't do it. No.
Just the short shot to win it all right now.
Ken says "woo pig" to let you out of the chat here. Woo pig. All right, boys.
Go.
Thank you so much.
He's a real one.
Quentin Mills, Matt Grissom, NCAA Insiders. Boys, we'll talk to you next time.
We'll see you. Thanks, Sammy.
Thanks, Sammy.
Ken is adding that he did bet Arkansas. The problem was I bet them, Corby, the year before, and it hurt my heart. So I couldn't go back. You know, it's hard to go back to the same well back-to-back years.
Yeah, Sam, all I got from all of that was lay some juice with some favorites.
Yep.
I forget it's that time of year again, and I'm cooking up something over here. He said don't lay the minus.
They like Vanderbilt to win the region. They both, so they came on at different times, and they didn't even know that. I asked I asked Q, and then I asked Gris, and they didn't know the other one's answer. So they both. I said, if you're going to build a parlay, because a lot of these regionals you can parlay favorites, and you know me, I'm not a big parlay person, but I like parlaying things that are likely to happen with other things that are. I mean, that's been this show since 2017. They both said Vanderbilt to win its region, and like we were building a parlay earlier, Vanderbilt to win in Nashville, along with Texas to win in Austin. You know, that makes it minus 105. So if you want to kind of key Vanderbilt with other solos and go double, 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 or you can go Vanderbilt, Texas, and North Carolina, which ends up being plus 162. You can do chalk in these regionals, which I've learned over the years, and guys like that always tell me. So they just say jump, or they say jump, and I jump. That's basically what happens.
Hey, how high? That's
Yeah.
the saying, Sam. There you go.
Exactly.
I can't lie to you. While they were talking, I bet Tennessee, Vandy, game 1 money line parlay. Sam, I'm gonna lay $2.80, and I don't care. It's the most fun time of the year. I can't imagine they lose the first game of this. And also, I have no clue, so don't listen to me.
Well, they're going to throw their aces, who are likely first or second round picks. Look, I'm not going to act like I watch college baseball. I come around in February, March. I bet some futures. I see how they go, and then I have these guys on as we get ready for the tournament. I called college baseball from 2013 to 2018. So I've been around it. I've kind of traveled the Midwest, which isn't the greatest hub for college baseball. I mean, the best teams are in the South, and that's sort of the way it goes. The SEC is just a true power. So Jason is asking, did he say 10 minus 114, or did I mishear that? We were talking about putting Tennessee in a regional parlay, Jason. So I put Tennessee and Texas to win region, and I think that's what we're talking about, right? Or what's the minus 114? I'm confused.
Yeah, it was Tennessee with. You were correct, but it was
the game one lines.
Yeah, I believe it was with Georgia Tech.
And then what was the price? Minus 114.
Yeah, he got it down to minus 14.
Okay,
I think it was Georgia Tech. Just when this is done, click
back
a second.
No, I'll do it. No, I'll do it right now because it is live and people want to know. So Georgia Tech to win game 1 on the money line, and I think it was Tennessee to win game 1 on the money line. That was minus 114. Yes, That's correct. There we go. We've talked about so many things and so many numbers, and I'm losing track here, but that's right. And Tony's there to back us up. Georgia Tech, Tennessee.
Hey,
That's
Tony.
Tony helping us out. I'm going to do a couple more minutes here because I'm happy to always see Corby. Are we doing Vegas in August, by the way?
We'll see, man. I'm always down to go anywhere, especially if I get to hang out with you. But everything else about that trip just does not sound fun. So,
I'm not going to be at the Bet Bash that often. I mean, they do the open bars Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll go to one of them, and then I don't know that I'm going to do the dinner this year. Last year it was a 4-hour dinner.
Jeez, yeah. I would say I'm probably a medium commit. I'll most likely do it, and you know me, if I can be talking going August 9th. You could probably tell me come next weekend, and I'll be down. I'm pretty bad at making decisions 3 months out, Sam. I'm still 28 years old. I can't be playing in August already, dude. It's still May.
That is such a bad excuse. If you know I'm going to go there and you're going to get hooked up and we're going to eat the best food and drink the best drinks, I would hope you would mark that down.
All right, I'll make it a 95% commit.
Did you see, by the way, what happened at the restaurant that I brought you to?
I did. That's impressive. And we were supposed to go sometime in June. That has fallen apart, but I was excited to take my future brother-in-law there because he's a big Italian, big mob guy, and I was like, maybe we were gonna go to actual Italian mob place.
I'll just read the headline from the Las Vegas Review Journal. I bring Corby to this restaurant that I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to bring me there. Here's the headline: Son of Las Vegas restaurant founder makes plea after police said he threatened shooting. I brought Corby to this restaurant.
It was delicious too. Listen, if all it takes is just a little threatening every once in a while, Sam, just to get that perfect taste, I will take it every single time.
How about the ossobuco though? You had the ossobuco. I had the veal parmesan, or the veal chopped parmesan. Oh God, the food was
still
incredible.
A little bit of everything. I ate probably two loaves of bread, veal chop. I took anything and everything.
That was You wanted to eat dinner before dinner too. You were trying to pre-dinner.
True. I didn't eat any of this asparagus, so I did not eat any of it. There was too much good stuff out there. Also, Sam, I think I told you this before, but we got to stop talking food. I am currently. What time is it? 7.
Oh, you're fast.
46
I totally forgot. Forgot that
46 hours into a fast. I actually don't mind. I don't care, but I am 46 into a fast, so cleaning it up. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Good for you. Good for you.
Not actual. The day this ends, I'm going to Waffle House and I am getting everything. It's not that serious.
Anderson saying Vegas this weekend, Circus Swim, Sportsbook, watching baseball. There you go. He also asked what's up with VEASAN. I used to work at VEASAN and I quit a long time ago, 2018. Actually, I quit in 19. Yeah, no love lost anymore, but yeah, I hated working there.
I bet it's because they put you in that Jeff Benson chair, huh?
Sure. Many other reasons. It's fine. We've all made peace about it. But yeah, I worked there. I was one of the first hosts that worked there. I used to work all the time. And then this was my Christmas bonus. I got 2 of these. These are, this was my Christmas bonus. I got 2 shot glasses, which I've told before. That's nothing new. All right. You have a baseball bet I know we want to get to. It's a first 5, and that doesn't start until 9:40. So is there anything else on your mind in the betting world? I don't want to talk about elf spaces, which are talk about jump the shark. Good grief. Is there anything else market-wise, bet-wise that we need to know about?
Let's see. I'm checking a price you can get on this. Looks like -15 is the best. Yeah, the Mariners Nationals first 5 under 4.5 tonight. I sent Sam that prior. It's weird. Like if you watch baseball, everyone kind of knows that Trevor Williams is like this. Like, he's not good, and yet the betting market just absolutely loves this guy. I mean, total's been bet down. Yes, Mariners got steamed, but like the last 4 games, Trevor Williams has just been a number where if you're a casual, you're probably like, this is kind of ridiculous. And they keep going under. So I took a first 5 under 4.5 -15. Outside of that, I mean, today was a really bad weather day. Tomorrow's going to have double headers. A lot of them. Actually, I think it's just 2 at this point. So watch out for any possible lineup indifferences, any kind of opener. There's been a lot of openers this year, Sam. I don't know if you've got to play around with that. And then the final thing I would have for you, take this off of gambling and a little bit more funny baseball. You see Tim Anderson got released today. Did you see my stat behind that?
No.
Okay, so Tim Anderson was designated for assignment by the Angels. That means pre-punch is what I call that date and time. Pre-punch Tim Anderson, 283 batting average, 98 home runs. Post-punch, Sam, the Jose Ramirez knockout special, one of the better punches I've ever seen in a sport. He is now 224 with 0 home runs, and he has been released by 3 teams.
Wow.
Talk about a knockout blow. That is just terrible for the guy who is a Birmingham, Alabama native. I wanted to love him. I tried to love him. You can't get knocked out after you insinuate the fight. I got to be out on Tim Anderson.
I have to send that to my White Sox group thread right now. That was the moment that was the closest thing I've ever seen to the monsters taking the NBA players' talents in Space Jam. Just sucked it right out. I mean,
what a punch too.
Have you ever heard the radio call of that moment, by the way?
No,
Tom Hamilton's on the call. Tom Hamilton's doing Cleveland radio. And he's like, they're squaring up. And Jose knocks him out. It was very, very good.
It was just a one slinger. I love it. And then I had one more thing for you. Oh, I saw, if you want to talk about White Sox mistakes, I saw a stat that was the 4 highest whiff rates in all of baseball right now, I believe. All 4 of them were former White Sox that have been released or moved on to other teams. I can't remember the exact stat, but it was everyone basically
had to be one of them.
Yeah. Oh no, whiff rates as in pitchers.
Pitchers. Oh, so Crochet, Sale, Dylan Cease,
and I think it was 3 of 4, and then Scooble wasn't one. Scooble's up there, but he wasn't one. So it was basically they've gotten rid of everyone who had a chance to be good in the organization.
So we do have one of my White Sox guys that I just sent that text to listening. He said post punch TA7, damn. He really did. He lost it all that day. That was a day that, he quite literally never recovered from.
The funny part about that whole moment is non-baseball people just see a punch and whatever. But if you watch baseball, I'm sure Tim Anderson played this role as not the bad guy, but he was definitely this tough jockey guy. He kind of had his own strut to himself. Went up there, slid into second. He's like, come on, let's do it. And I don't even know if he threw a punch. It was just one Jose left hook. Bam in the noggin. Oh my goodness. Just a timeless classic. I need to get that framed and send it to you.
Okay, we can do that. Last order of business here, since I see Chirizi's here and commenting on the show, I want to give my guys a shout out here. They've been on Chicken Dinner multiple times. So they run From the 108, which is an insanely popular White Sox Twitter account, @From the 108. Turns out later this season, as I share on YouTube and X, they have been bobbleheaded. So this is the White Sox Twitter account @White Sox talking about 108 night, basically, which you can go to @From the 108 and learn more information there. These are my guys right here. That's the three of them getting
That's
a bobblehead and a night. So it's a night with the 108ers. I want to see exactly when it is. September 16th. Good old Tuesday night on the South Side. You can be a part of the 108 exclusive night. And they got a bobblehead. I said, they don't send me a bobblehead, I'm going to be very upset because I'm going to put that thing right here. I'm going to put it right next to Derek Rose, pre-ACL. And we're going to do that. Look, you're already getting invited. Get Corby to Chicago.
I've never been to Chicago. I could be convinced. This summer is an easy travel summer for me, so I could be convinced.
All right, so Corby really, really likes the first 5 under tonight in Seattle and Washington. That's 4.5. I jumped on that and I played it pretty nice. And if you missed anything throughout the interview, these guys are very high on Vanderbilt to win the region. They gave out some bets preseason. They gave us North Carolina in February 20-1. They gave us Florida to win the College World Series. But when I asked about the regionals and getting through that first weekend, they both said Vanderbilt. And if you don't want to lay minus 260, 270, you can hook it with other things. You can hook it with the Thunder to win the title. You can hook it with the Oilers to win the Cup, the Panthers to win the Cup, whatever you want. It sounds like the bet of the regional is Vanderbilt to come out of Nashville. If you missed anything, obviously run back. Yeah, I mean, I have no issue laying 270, but there are people watching right now that are saying I'm not doing that. And I understand.
I get it. Just do it. Listen, Sam, you've been there before. There's nothing that'll grab you. There's nothing that'll grab you like having a 3-1 favorite down 5 with 2 minutes left. I talked about into a game. I mean, dogs are like, they were supposed to lose. You're 3-1 dogs shooting free throws with 30 seconds. I guess it's baseball. Same idea. Oh man, it'll get you going.
All right. Well, I appreciate Matt Grissom, Quentin Mills. I appreciate Corby. Let's get 1-0 after 5 tonight in Seattle. And let's figure out this plan. I mean, you gotta do round 2 in Vegas. Have to.
Yeah, I'm down. It's I will say, Sam, I'm being lighthearted on the 95% because at some point this summer, this isn't something I should say on the air, but I will. At some point this summer, I'm gonna have to put a ring on old girl, and I don't want to. And so I gotta, I can't be playing in all of these things. So the day that's done, I'll change my 95 to 100. But at this moment, we'll make it 95.
All right. We'll see what happens first. Corby proposes or Corby makes it to Vegas. I got it minus 110 each way. That's my price. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir.
There goes Corby Craig. Good luck on the fast. Crazy. 48-hour fast. Could never. Good stuff today. I love having people on that are much smarter than me to talk about events that I don't know a lot about. And most importantly, thanks to you. Several comments today. We did our best to answer all of the questions from the Peanut Gallery on YouTube and on X. And even right now at the end of the show, almost 1,200 people watching live. If you appreciate any of this, if you gained anything from this, just give us a follow on the YouTube page. It's very, very simple. We do a show every week during football season. And then when we get into the summer months, it's couple times a month, 2 times a month, maybe 3 around the big events, the Preakness, the Belmont. We did a Kentucky Derby episode. We're doing NFL draft episodes, College World Series episodes. But you can find all the content, youtube.com/betchickendinner, and all the links to all the past shows and everything. You can find it right there. But that's pretty much it on a Wednesday here. We will be back next week. Colin Sheehan going to join us and hopefully hit another Triple Crown race. He gave us sovereignty. at the Derby, gave us journalism at the Preakness, and now he tries to go 3 for 3 at the Belmont. Cash some tickets, make some money. Appreciate all your support, all your love, and we'll talk to you next time right here on Chicken Dinner.